Hey guys, I'm Diogene Frazier, and today we're going to be going over Chapter 17, the evolution of animals. And animals are multicellular eukaryotic organisms that originated over 570 million years ago. The origin of animals, they are more likely to be related to protists, and the earliest protist was Canophagus, and they are similar to modern day sponges. And there's fossil evidence that the first ever animal was aquatic that went extinct in 544 Maya. Um, Animals are multicellular that enable cells for functions such as reproduction, feeding, and movement. And tissue layers enable the development of organ and systems, and body symmetry can either be radial, which is a jellyfish, it has one opening, and then it could be bilateral, which has two openings. An example of that is humans. And then we have the coelom, which is the body cavity, which supports complex organs, providing cushion for it. And then we have developmental patterns such as protozoans, which the mouth develops first, and diatosomes, which the anus develops first. And then we have classifications. We have segmentation that divides repeated parts and flexibilities. Digestive tract, if it has a complete digestive tract, it is bilateral. If it has incomplete, it is radial. We have germ layers that undergo gastrulation during early development, and two tissue layers for germ layers would be ectoderm and endoderm. Okay. Major animals, phyla, and their diversity. We have sponges, which are the simplest animal form. They are filter feeders, and they rely on water flow. Cnidarians have radial symmetry, which is surrounded by stinging cells in their opening, which protects them. And then we have flatworms, which are the simplest animals. Which have a bilateral symmetry. We have roundworms with the complete digestive tract and in their diverse habitats, and are associated with protists and have a brain and brain cords. And we have segmented worms, which segmented bodies in a closed circulatory system. We have mollusks that are soft body and have shells and diverse body forms, which include snails, clams, and squid. We have arthropods, which are the largest phylum and the most diverse, and have complex body parts, which are all jointed together, which an example of that would be like a spider. Well, all their organs are jointed together. An example of that would be insects, spiders, and so on and so forth. And then we have endoderm, which has a water vascular system, an internal skeleton, and radiosymmetry. And then we have chordatas, which act as a president of nodal cord and pouches and vertebrates. And we have fish, birds, reptiles, mammals, and amphibians for chordates. We have characteristics of animals that are heterotrophic. Animals consume organic matter for energy. And then multicellular animals have made up of specialized cells. Movement, it's muscle through the nervous system and the tissue. And reproduction and development, most animals they reproduce sexually, which has two parents and goes through a larval stage in amphibians and insects. And chordates are a diverse group of at least 60,000 species, which include humans, mammals, fish, and other animals. And chordates have jaws and are tetrapods and have two pairs of limbs. Tetrapods have two pairs of limbs. In some groups, snakes and whales don't have limbs as of right now, but in their ancestry they did. And some chordates are invertebrates, and vertebrates are series of small structures that make up the backbone, and they produce amniotic eggs that can survive on land. And the amniotic egg the membrane cushions the embryo and allows exchange, and the yolk feeds on the embryo. And here's a chart of that. Okay, vertebrate evolution. We have fishes. They can either be jawless or they can have jaws, and they are aquatic. We have amphibians. Well, we have cartilage fish, which is a fish made of cartilage, which is a shark. And we have amphibians, are the first vertebrates to ever colonize land, and they went extinct in 375 Maya, and they depend on water for reproduction. We have reptiles that adapted to life on land and evolved in 310 Maya. and they are cold-blooded. And then we have mammals that are warm-blooded, animals that reproduce sexually, and they have hair and their mammary glands for feeding their young children. And then we have adaptations enforcing animal diversity. We talked about vertebrates and segmentation, and now we have cephalization is the development of the head and the sensory organs and the central nervous system. And adaptations for life on land, we have respiration, the amniotic egg, which we talked about, and limbs, which give the animal the right to move. And then we have body systems, which we also talked about, which was circulatory system, digestive, nervous, and it increased difficulty. And then we have human evolutions, and humans are a group of mammals called primates. They have flat nails instead of claws, the eyes in front of the skull, the brain is larger in comparison of their body. And then humans are the last type of hominins, and in skeletal evidence that humans' closest relative are apes. And migrations have changed the evolution of humans over time, and DNA shows that humans evolved from Africa and migrated to other countries. And then we have animals, ecosystem, and human impact. Ecological roles for animals would be pollination, and ensures plants reproduction, decomposers, recycle nutrients, and predators and prey, maintain life balance. And then we have human interactions. They can be positive, which provide food and materials for medicine, and then they can be negative, which can have some disease vectors. And biodiversity, that's the habitat destruction and climate change, endanger many species. And yeah, that's all, you guys. Thank you.